Hey, what's up, everybody? Video 44 coming at you with another video. All right, Laker family, I'm safe. Nothing's going on with me except for being out of power, man. I'm not in difficulties as pertains to my living situation. The hotel is still up. Everything is fine. We were out of power, of course, as I said, for 2 days. So I couldn't get back to you guys on any Laker conversations whatsoever. And yeah, man, the team, of course, postponed the game yesterday, which was really good because I didn't get power till about 5:30 this morning. Been out for about 2 days. So, man, I couldn't kind of tap in. I was concerned I wasn't going to be able to watch the game, or concerned that I wasn't going to be able to do what it is I do, because without power, you can't charge your phone. And so there was no way for me to record. It was a mess. But as I said, when you go through what I went through versus what people who lost their homes have gone through, I'm not going to complain or be, upset, man. It hit home for me, Laker fam. My sister lost her home, She's from Altadena, I believe, although I'm not certain. I believe it was the house that my father left her, my sister, and her family. So, yeah, that was a tough one for our family. I have some good memories in that place early in my life. If it was the same house, I think it was. So, yeah, man, it's tough, man. It's really tough. But, we just pick up the pieces, man. I know a lot of you guys may have been affected by this. I'm sure a lot of Laker family are from outside of the city. We really appreciate you, your support and prayers. And, I've seen a lot of people around the community reach out and just say that they're from all over the world and that they support Los Angeles. And I just want to tell all of you guys, we really appreciate it, man. We really appreciate it. What can you say? It's just our turn, Natural disasters hit all the time, but it's our turn, and it hurt bad.
This police been tripping out here.
So I'm walking down Hollywood Boulevard, and I just want to check in with my Laker people. Obviously, it's not a whole lot of basketball to consider right now, but when you think about just being appreciative of the community, Laker Nation, and being appreciative of the NBA community as a whole, and hoping that everybody's getting through this. I know the people back east are also dealing with something with the snow that's taking place out in those areas, and the difficulties going on with the people who are dealing with so much. You know what I mean? I just want people to understand that I support you too, even though we're going through what we're going through out here. We're still thinking of you. You know what I mean? And the support goes around and round. And I think that's what I want people to understand. The support goes around and round. We don't only think of ourselves during difficulties. So, yeah, man, with that being said, there is some Laker news to talk about. And I'll jump straight into it. The Lakers are finally allowing Vanderbilt to practice with the team. In fact, he should be practicing right now. I think he was sent down to South Bay Lakers, given an opportunity to kind of work with the team on that practice, and then follow that up with working with the big squad in the later practice later in the day. So that's what we're hopeful they're doing. And maybe they're having practice only once, whatever the case may be. But the point is, he will be out there. He's been doing 5-on-5s with the coaches, not necessarily any professional players, but point is, he feels good enough to work with others on 5-on-5 basketball play, contact play, and that's one step closer in his ramp-up period to get him back on the court with the team. And so that's what we're hoping we will see within the next couple of weeks. The target, of course, was the end of the month. So we're in the 10th today, and we're hopeful Vando will be 100%, and we didn't rush him back this time. Obviously he's been gone for a year, but that's kind of what went wrong, is us rushing him when he wasn't quite ready. Played for a good 6 games and then went down again in a freak game accident situation where he was having the best game of his season, maybe of his whole career with the Lakers, and just happened to go down in that same game right before halftime. So we haven't forgotten that, man, and we wish him the best and get back on the court 100% healthy, and help us defensively. Now that we got the trade made for Dorian Finney-Smith, we really believe that our defensive lineup can be not only formidable but elite when we get him and Dorian out there at the same time. Anthony Davis, look out for the ability for the LA Lakers to lock people up And so that's what we know is coming. I mean, it's not even that expected. The profile of these three players, they're three of the best to do that aspect of this game. So with Dorian's ability to kind of guard smaller people at times, although we don't really want him guarding some of the people that JJ has stuck him on, we still want to, utilize his ability to play some point of attack defense against some bigger players like a Brandon Ingram or somebody like that, maybe Jason Tatum or something like that. And then, of course, you got Max Christie, who's balling out of control on the defensive side as usual and starting to find himself offensively as well. And so we just want to kind of utilize all of our defensive players and see if we can maybe win games that way. I personally want us to improve our offense, as we talk about all the time. Maybe getting ourselves another facilitator, ball handler, somebody like that. Hopefully the team's working on that. And, of course, we can use a center as well. But not just any center, but a bruiser, a big guy. Someone probably over the size of like 170 pounds, 7-footer. That type of piece would really be helpful for our unit right now. And so I don't know if the Lakers are in a place from which they can get that player, but it would certainly make us feel a heck of a lot better against the Jokic's and even guys like Steven Adams, you know what I mean? Whoever's big, whether they're at a high level or not, they're able to get easy rebounds on us and kind of push our guys out the way. And so we need that piece, we feel. So, yeah, man, these are the times of the Los Angeles Lakers. Obviously, we want to say prayers out to J.J. Redick, who lost his home in the situation. The fire's out here. Losing your home for a millionaire may not be the same for losing your home as somebody who's not wealthy, but they still have things in their home that matter a lot to them. And they're concerned about their loved ones and the displacement and overall issues with that. So we send prayers out to him as well. And we just hope that he's doing great during these circumstances, and hopefully he can get lost in the work of being our coach, since I know he's going to try to coach practice today. So that's really what it is. And I think it was a good thing that the NBA postponed the game yesterday. Just give people opportunity to not only collect themselves out here, but also make sure that the streets are paved free for first responders who are still fighting these fires as they continue. You don't want games clogging up the streets with people coming and going and everything that else is happening in LA already with traffic. You just don't really want that to contribute to that if you're a sports team. So I really think the NBA did the right thing on handling that this way. And I think from what I understand, they postponed the Clipper game as well. I do believe that the next game as well may be postponed. I believe it's on Monday, from what I understand. So I think there's going to be some circumstances where you're going to find that maybe multiple games are postponed going forward. Maybe both of the Spur games, I don't know. Depending on how quickly the city can get these fires under control. And from what I'm understanding, we're not there yet. This fire's still burning, new ones are still popping up. So I can totally see us postponing more games, y'all. But that's good for the health of our players, for the overall strategy ahead. And I think that, when you talk about knick-knack injuries and things like that, time off allows for those things to heal. A guy like Vanderbilt can get in even better shape than what he would otherwise be expected to be if we continue to postpone games and give him a little more rest. I think it could go a long way in helping us. Hopefully we're getting somewhere with Christian Wood as well. I don't really know what the word is on Christian Wood, but I'm hoping that he's close. I'm hoping that he's close so that we can be fully healthy for the first time ever. It seems like the first time with this unit anyway, ever. So, it's going to be important that the Los Angeles Lakers just take their time with these guys' injuries at the same time, because you don't want to find yourself rushing people back and then having these re-injury situations that take a whole year and all of that. So that's what I'm saying to you guys. I appreciate the NBA for thinking of our city during this time and allowing us to not have to worry about these basketball games. For people like myself, talking heads, who may not have had any power, really helped us. So that's really what it's about. But yeah, man. So needless to say, I haven't done any homework on the Hornets, and I don't think I have to, because I'm pretty sure they're going to postpone the game for probably like a month down the road, even more. That's usually how this goes, to be honest with you. I've seen postponements quite a bit. and they never happen like right away. You'll see the Hornets on like March 30th or something like that. Literally, something like that is what I expect. You know, I was listening to one of the Lakers heads talk about maybe they want to go back to the bubble type situation, to where they'll have the games being played, but not necessarily have the fans in the arena. I think that's probably not something that the commissioner is going for in this era. That's quite a bit of a loss for ticket sales. Even though it's just 1 day's ticket sales, you still find yourself not wanting to lose out on that money if you're the NBA or you're Jeanie Buss and them, especially when people want to be at the games. You know, we had it so that we did that because we couldn't bring people to the game based on the circumstances involving COVID. So it made it that you couldn't have people in the arena. But we always want our fans in the arena. And so if we're going to postpone games and not only save the NBA from having to take the loss and the money, but it also allows for the fans to enjoy the experience of the game in person, for which I think the NBA and the Lakers truly value. So I don't doubt that if they have to do a bubble-like thing, they will. But from my opinion, I don't think that that's a resort they'll probably take in this case. They'll just postpone it and not allow for those losses to have to ever be accounted for. So, yeah, that's what I think is going to be. But you never know. We'll be ready to watch another, you know, a lot of us watch the games on screens anyway. So for us, it means nothing. But there are a lot of people who don't want to miss out. You know what I mean? Season ticket holders, too, as well, who obviously have lost that game. So postponing it will allow for them to actually have it accredited. And so that's very important, I think, as well, to the overall business. So, yeah, man, you know, the last game the Lakers played, we didn't look too good, man. Got embarrassed by the Dallas Mavericks. I think now that we see how everything transpired, it's, you know, we give people a pass, because I think at the end of the day, we were getting on J.J. Redick about the game plan, how it didn't look like it was doing that well. And come to find out that he was losing his home at the same time. So I want him to know, if he will ever follow me, that, you know, you got a complete pass for that, man. I wouldn't have had no good game plan for that game either. Believe me, and I think most of us agree on that. But we do want us to have good game plans for all head games, and we want to definitely get back on track. And that's why I think this time off is so important, so that it allows for people to kind of collect themselves, get their personal situations in order if they're affected by this. Now, I understand that Kawhi Leonard of the Clippers stepped away from his team, although his home wasn't burned down. I'm sure he lost some people in his family or people he's close to probably lost homes. And in a lot of cases, you know, you're the breadwinner, you know what I mean? So it's going to be people turning to you to try to help rebuild or put them where they need to go. So I can see why Kawhi stepped away from the game, even though it wasn't his house necessarily in jeopardy, because at the end of the day, he's the millionaire, you know what I mean? He's the one that people in the family, look, man, we're doing bad, come help us out. And so for all of the times that we've gotten on players for not playing games, and particularly Kawhi Leonard for not being available, I just think in this situation, you got to give him also an opportunity to handle what needs to be handled in his life, because he is an LA native, and a lot of his family's from out here, and a lot of his families are from those areas that were most hit by this, just like myself. So, and I get it, man. I definitely get it. So, yeah, man, that's what I want to say. It's pretty much all I do want to say, because I'm about a half a block away from where I'm headed. But I just want to check in with all my Laker fam and just let all you guys know I'm safe. That power's back on. No more cold showers. No more eating out and all different types of stuff that was going on there. But you know, I know of people who had it worse, including my sister. So I'm not one to sit up and complain about what I had to go through or nothing like that, man. I'm healthy. I'm safe. My place is still standing. Power's back on. I can get back to what it is I do, and now we consider those who are dealing with the challenges of not only this situation, but so many others all around the world that we do not forget about. So that's pretty much what I got to say, man. Prayers out to everybody affected by anything, man, especially us over here in LA. BDF 44, thank y'all for watching.